In a village, there lived a very poor Brahman and his beautiful wife. The Brahman used to sustain his life by begging alms. His wife used to go to a merchant's shop to buy goods. The Brahman's wife was impressed by the merchant's opulence, and the merchant also started liking her. One day, the merchant proposed marriage to the Brahman's wife. The wife said that her husband is poor indeed, but as long as he exists, people will speak ill of her for talking to someone else. She said that if somehow her husband goes away, then they can meet. The merchant told her a plan. He gave the wife 400 rupees and said that with this money, she should send her husband to another country to do business. The wife went home and started crying. She told the Brahman why he doesn't leave begging and do some other work, because he can neither provide good food nor good clothes. The Brahman said that money is needed for work, which he does not have, and he is satisfied with alms. But bowing to his wife's stubbornness, he took the money from her. The wife lied that the merchant gave these rupees out of pity so that he could start a business. The Brahman left the village with the intention of doing business. Wandering around, it became night and he reached an inn. The inn owner said that all rooms are full. Only a hall is left where many travelers are resting. It was very cold in the hall, and because everyone was a stranger, no one was talking to each other. The Brahman asked the inn owner about someone who talks. The owner pointed to an elderly man and said that this is Haasan Buddha of Haasan village, who is very wise, but charges 100 rupee to tell one thing. The Brahman gave 100 rupees and asked the first thing. The old man said, "Whenever you throw something away, shake it before throwing." The Brahman felt cheated. After some time, feeling cold, he went to the old man again, gave 100 rupees, and heard the second thing. "Whenever you rest on the way, sit above or below the path, never rest in the middle of the path." At midnight, the Brahman gave 100 rupees again. The old man told the third thing. "Whenever you eat, take out the first morsel and give it to a dog, cat, or cow. Do not eat until then." In the morning at early dawn, Brahma Muhurta, the Brahman gave the remaining 100 rupees too. The old man told the fourth thing. "Whenever you sleep on any bedding, shake it before sleeping." Now all the Brahman's money was finished and he became angry. Seeing his sadness, the old man gave him a piece of free advice. "Never tell any secret to your wife. And if you ever fall into trouble, my name is Haasan Buddha and Haasan is my village. Find me and come there." The Brahman left silently from there. Wandering in search of work, the Brahman reached a kingdom. There, the king had announced to give 300 rupees for performing the funeral rites of a dead sage, Sadhu. The Brahman accepted the work and took the sage near a hill. He thought, "I will throw him into the ditch. Who will see?" Just as he was about to throw the sage, he remembered the old man's first point, shake before throwing. He felt the sage's body and found a gold waistband studded with diamonds tied on his stomach. The Brahman became very happy and understood that the old man's words were true. He dug a pit, buried the sage, and kept the waistband with himself. He moved on to another city to find work. Tired on the way, he was about to sit when he remembered the old man's second point. Sit above or below the path, never sit in the middle of the path. He sat behind a big rock on the side of the road and started gazing at the waistband. He fell asleep, and when he woke up, forgetting the waistband there, he walked ahead. In the afternoon, he remembered that his waistband was left there. He felt that it would not be found now, but trusting the old man's words, he returned. He saw that the waistband was lying right behind that rock because, being away from the path, no one had paid attention to it. Walking further, he reached a village of thugs at night. A villager, talking sweetly, kept him in his house and gave him food. While eating, he remembered the old man's third point, take out the first morsel and give it to a dog or cow. He threw a piece of bread to a dog sitting outside. Upon eating it, The dog died in agony immediately because the food was mixed with poison. The Brahman raised a clamor. The whole village gathered. The thugs apologized and gave him 200 rupees as a fine. He went to another house, where nothing happened upon throwing a morsel for the dog, so he ate the food. After food, when he went to sleep, he remembered the old man's fourth point: shake the bed before sleeping. He shook the bedding and saw that two sharp swords were placed in place of the pillow. If he had slept without shaking it, his neck would have been cut. He looked down and saw 7 severed heads laughing and 7 severed heads crying. He asked, "Why are you 7 heads laughing?" So they said, "We were only 14 for so long. Now you have come as the 15th. Then he asked the 7 crying heads, "Why are you crying?" They said, "We were already dead. But now thinking that you, Brahman deity, will also die, we are crying." Saying, "I am not going to die," he picked up both swords and raised a noise. Now the thugs again fell at his feet and started apologizing, and gave him 500 rupees as a fine. The Brahman slept there comfortably all night and, taking enough money, started towards home. It became night on the way and he saw a lamp in the distant forest. A sage was meditating there. The Brahman asked him for food. The sage finished his evening prayers, took a box, showed it incense and lamp, and said, "O Turat Bij, instant seed, you bring jalebis and dal rice for the Brahman immediately." In no time, dishes appeared in the box. The Brahman was very amazed. The sage told him that this is a magical box named Turat Bij, given by his guru. After serving for 4 days, the sage, showing kindness, gave that box to the Brahman, but warned, "If this is burnt, it cannot produce food again." The Brahman reached home. His wife got worried that now there would be an obstacle in her and the merchant's love affair. The Brahman happily told her that now they don't need to cook food. Right here he forgot the old man's free advice that, "Don't tell any secret to your wife." He revealed the secret of Turat Bij in front of his wife and produced dishes from the box. When the Brahman's wife did not visit the merchant's shop for many days, the merchant sent for her. The wife revealed everything about the Turat Bij, instant seed. The merchant asked if there was any remedy for it. The wife replied that her husband had mentioned that if it were burnt, it would cease to function. The merchant told her to do exactly that so they could meet again. The wife agreed and, in the Brahman's absence, burnt the Turat Bij. In the evening, when the Brahman offered incense and a lamp to the box, nothing appeared. He immediately understood that the box had been burnt. His wife fought with him, declaring that since he had nothing left, she was leaving for her lover, the merchant. The Brahman was heartbroken. The next morning, he set off towards Haasan village in search of the old man. Upon reaching Haasan village, he asked some children for the old man's house. The children asked, "Why should we tell? What will we get?" The Brahman promised, "I will give you lots of jaggery." The children showed him the house and then demanded the jaggery. He took them to a shop. But even after buying 1 or 2 kilos, they kept insisting that he had promised lots. Hearing the commotion, Haasan Buddha came out and realized the Brahman was in trouble again. He calmed the children, saying, "He is my guest today, so tomorrow you can take as much jaggery from him as you wish." The children replied, "You are very wise. You will surely tell him some trick by tomorrow." Hearing this, Haasan Buddha swore an oath that he would not tell the Brahman anything now. After dinner that night, the Brahman narrated his entire ordeal to the old man, including the burning of the Turat Bij and his wife's betrayal. The old man told him to stay there. Then, the Brahman asked for a solution regarding the children. Since Haasan Buddha had sworn not to tell him directly, he placed his turban on his knee. Addressing the turban, he said, "O turban, explain to this simpleton that he should keep a little jaggery in one hand and a lot in the other." When the children asked for lots, bahut, he should give them the hand with the larger quantity. The next morning, the old man warned the Brahman before going out on some special work. Do not go out until I return. The people of this village are clever, and you are very naive. You might get into trouble. As soon as the old man left, the children came to the Brahman making noise. To satisfy them, the Brahman held a little jaggery in one hand and a lot in the other. When the children asked for lots, he gave it to them and ate the small amount himself. His shoe had broken, so he thought he would get it repaired before Hasan Buddha returned. He asked the children for a cobbler's house. The head of the cobbler's family said, "Everyone in my house is sick, so I cannot mend shoes." The Brahman said, "You fix my shoe, and I will make you Razi happy." Once the shoe was fixed and the Brahman offered money, the cobbler said, "We don't need money. You said you would make us Razi cured, so cure our sick people." The Brahman argued that he meant pleased, not cured. A fight broke out. Just then, Hasan Buddha arrived searching for him and realized the Brahman was in trouble again. He calmed the cobbler, saying, "He is my guest today. Tomorrow you can take as much Razi from him as you wish." The cobbler said, "You are very wise. You will surely tell him a solution by tomorrow." Hasan Buddha again swore that he would tell him nothing. In the evening, the old man enacted the drama with the turban on his knee again and revealed a plan to the Brahman. The next day, the Brahman went to the cobbler's house. He threw a stone on their roof and shouted, "O cobblers! A prince has been born in the king's palace. Are you Razi, happy, or Narazi, unhappy?" The head of the house replied, "We are Razi." The Brahman asked again, "Once or 7 times?" The head replied, "We are Razi 7 times over." Then the Brahman stood at the door with a stick and said, "Keep 1 Razi for yourselves and return the other 6 Razi to me." A huge commotion followed. The villagers said, "Yesterday we insisted on this very word with the guest, so today we must return 6 Razi to him." The cobblers apologized and paid him 200 rupees as a fine. The Brahman returned to Hasan Buddha's house. The old man told him a plan to win his wife back. Joyful, the Brahman returned to his village. He announced a challenge to the people. "I am placing a bet. I will seat my wife on one ladder and place money on another ladder. Whatever the merchant touches first will become his." Ignoring the money, the merchant decided to choose the wife and accepted the bet. The Brahman seated his wife on one ladder and placed the money on the other. The merchant started climbing the ladder. Just as he reached out his hand to touch the Brahman's wife, the Brahman struck his hand with a stick, breaking it. He declared, "According to the bet, you touched the ladder first, therefore, this ladder is yours. You may take this ladder and go home." In this way, the Brahman won his wife back and took her home. Lessons from this story. Asterisk the 100 rupee lessons, always useful. Asterisk shake things before throwing them away, gained wealth. Asterisk rest off the path, not in the middle, safety of wealth. Asterisk give the first morsel of food to an animal, safety of life. Asterisk shake the bed before sleeping, safety from death. Asterisk the value of free advice, forgotten. Asterisk never tell a secret to your wife. The Brahman forgot this free advice and lost his Turat Bees. Conclusion. The greatest lesson from this story is that the knowledge for which you have paid a price or worked hard is the only knowledge that is remembered and proves useful throughout life. Free advice is often considered unimportant and forgotten. The incident of the 7 laughing and 7 crying heads also teaches us that if 7 people are happy at your downfall, there are also 7 loved ones who are saddened by it. And if there are 7 people in the world who cry seeing others' pain, there are 7 who laugh seeing others in pain. We should not laugh at others' sorrow. Rather, we should join them in their grief, offer consolation, and provide support.